In the book, I keep coming back to this honesty, and especially in terms of having a career. People would look at you now and assume it's that overnight success thing. But my goodness, you worked your butt off.
Right.
You had a lot of near misses.
Yes.
You had a lot of knockbacks. And it's that resilience once again. At the outset, were you always going to be that candid about your failures?
Probably not. And when I look back at the writing, I'm like, well, maybe I've lent too much into the failures and not sort of celebrated the successes. But no, I mean, it's a huge part of being an actor, and I think, or a creative in the industry. And I think, my mother is an artist, and she always instilled in me, that it's not going to be easy, that it's going to be a difficult journey. And I think, I don't know whether if it was, as I said before, stupidity or resilience or stubbornness, but I had a belief in that I wanted to do this. I always knew I wanted to act or be in that world. And yeah, I mean, I think also if there's something to take away from the book, it's, just encouraging people about perseverance and that hard work does pay off.
And you mentioned in the book that when you were an up-and-coming actor, you would devour books by other actors to learn what an actor's life was like.
Yeah.
Well, your book has now joined that canon because I think it's a great waypoint, if you like, for young actors who see you immensely successful and can see clearly that you had very, very low points.
And what not to do, yes. But no, I did. I was very lucky. I went to the Conservatoire in Scotland, the Royal Scottish Academy at the time, and I remember going through the library each week there, and they had a great number of books from greats there, and it was really important to me that sort of period, still relatively young and impressionable. But I actually been working with their Conservatoire recently. I've created a couple of scholarships there to encourage young producers or actors to also think about other things, not just, waiting for the phone call or waiting to land the job. For instance, writing a book or creating your own content or writing scripts, or just to realize that there's more to creativity and to the industry than maybe you would first imagine.
There was one scene that really shone through and stayed with me. It was one of your many jobs, and you were serving cocktails at a fancy do, and you ended up serving a cocktail to a contemporary of yours who had made it big as an actor. And at that point, I think you'd had quite a lot of knockbacks. And I felt at that point that those Heughan castle walls began to buckle just a little. Yeah. Was that a particularly low point?
It was. I had been to America a number of times. I'd been working on and off, had some relative success, and then, kind of was back to square one and was, in my early 30s. And I was working in London. I think it was the V&A there, and, a lot of actors were employed to sort of